Sorry, guys. I didn't even know y'all were there. Um, I am not ready, as you can see. That's so funny. Can you guys hear me? Sorry, I thought I had like my starting soon thing up. Anyways, we're live. It's fine. Who cares? Hey guys, we're about to start reacting to the team news as soon as I can get it up. You guys let me know how you guys are thinking and feeling. How are you guys feeling ahead of this game? Get in the chat and let me know while I figure out my life. Because you guys, I was not ready. I did not know you guys were just staring at me there. Probably like, what is she thinking? I don't know. Okay. Oh my goodness. The way I feel so exposed right now is crazy. Glad I didn't say anything or do anything that would be like really embarrassing. Let's see. All right. There we go. There we go. All right. Give me one sec. All right. Let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome to She Knows Arsenal. We are about to do our pre-match vibes. An hour before the game, we kind of react to the lineup and chit-chat about how we're feeling about the game. Arsenal play Chelsea today, so we know it's a London derby. It's a big match. We spoke about this in the preview. We spoke about this like multiple times, that this is a massive game for both teams. I think based on the results, no matter what happens today, we're going to be in the top four. But other teams have gotten points. Manchester City, I think right now, are beating Brighton pretty well. Newcastle are creeping up. Liverpool won their game earlier today against Everton. So if Arsenal want to keep pace with the title race, they definitely need to win today's game. To me, this is a must not lose. It's a must not lose. I don't think, it's the end of the world if we, draw, but at the end of the day, we cannot lose this game. Like, we cannot lose this game. And so we're about to go over the team news right now. Raya in goal, no surprise there. White, Saliba, Gabriel. It's good to see Saliba back in the team. Zinchenko, Rice, and Jorginho. Jorginho obviously being the one that stands out there. I know a lot of people were anticipating and hoping that we would get the Thomas Partey, Rice, and Odegaard lineup, but I don't know if it's Arteta giving Jorginho the start because he played well against Manchester City, or Thomas Partey isn't quite at full fitness. But I did tell you guys that, when he made the statement about players flying across the world and what condition they come back in, I thought about Jesus, but also in the back of my mind was Thomas, because he did go to the United States. He played quite a few minutes for Ghana, but we know that he came off a huge injury layoff. Like, he had been out for about a month. And in Thomas time, that's a couple of years, so he's going to need to be eased back into the team. For me, it's not a big deal. I said before that I wanted Jorginho and Thomas Partey to split this game. If it's Jorginho starting and Thomas coming in later, vice versa, didn't really matter to me, because Thomas Partey needs to be ready to go against Newcastle. That's kind of the timeline that I'm looking at, because we know when he gets into the injury cycle, that's it. He's injured every couple of weeks, and we can't get him off the hamster wheel. So I'm not that surprised to see Jorginho in the lineup, but I know some people are probably devastated because they were hoping for the Thomas Partey, Rice, and Odegaard midfield. Now, up top, we're getting the vibes that we've all been kind of like waiting for. This for me is the most important thing. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. We have not seen this front three play together for more than 14 minutes this season. When Jesus came back in, Martinelli went out. Martinelli came back, Saka went out. Now all three of them are going to play together, and we'll get I think, a clear understanding of where we are in terms of our chance creation, finishing, goals, everything. And we needed our best front three against Chelsea, because we went over this before, but Chelsea are a very good defensive side. They're the third best defensive team in the league, behind Manchester City and Arsenal. So they're not going to give up much. They're at home. They're going to be hard to break down. They have good 1v1 defenders back there. So, we need our best front three, and even though we're probably still not as clinical as we want to be, this is as good as it gets for Arsenal right now. So I'm happy about the lineup. I'm not surprised nor disappointed. Ramsdale's not on the bench. We kind of heard that like maybe his wife is going into labor, so that makes sense. Also, no Vieira. Maybe his wife is also going into labor. Who knows? But Tomiyasu, Kivior, Partey, Smith Rowe, Nelson, Havertz, Trossard, and Nketiah all on the bench. Strong bench to change the game if something, if we needed a little bit of something different. You can throw Trossard in there, you can throw Havertz in there, you can throw Partey in there, Tomiyasu to short things up, Smith Rowe, Nelson, they can add a little bit of something as well. So for me, this is a good lineup, and I'm not probably as devastated as other people, but I know some people are going to be like devastated. Chosen One says, actually, Ramsdale just welcomed new baby. Congrats. Chosen One says, rest in peace to Bobby Charlton. Yes, he passed away early this morning. Rest in peace to Bobby Charlton. I know a lot of people are devastated about that news. True Gunner says, we're going to win 2-0, hopefully. Joshua says, no Ramsdale. Exactly. Like he's most likely, waiting for his wife to go into labor, or they've already had the baby, like something like that, which makes sense. You'd expect him to be by his wife's side, especially after what we know happened with Ramsdale last year, where they went through like a huge miscarriage. So he's definitely going to want to be there. Let's look and see what Chelsea are looking like. Let's see what Chelsea are looking like. Let's find their lineup here. Oh man, I can't wait for this game to be over. Okay. Sanchez, Gusto, Thiago Silva, Caldwell, Cucurella. So they didn't go with Caldwell out at left back, which they shouldn't. Like, that's smart from Pochettino. Caldwell versus Saka is a mismatch, and they went with Cucurella. I don't necessarily feel like Cucurella is that like good of a 1v1 defender, but they didn't go with Caldwell, who I thought would definitely get cooked by Saka. Gallagher, Caicedo, Enzo, the midfield that I anticipated. It's their most balanced midfield right now. No Lavia, so this is kind of what they're going to go with. No Lavia or Nkunku, so this is what they're going to go with. And then they went with Palmer, Sterling, and Mudryk, which is very interesting because I thought that he would choose either between Sterling or Mudryk, but he ended up going with both, which is very bold. But I'm really not surprised by that because this is their cup final. Okay. They really want to win this game. They're going to go with their best foot forward. And maybe, Jackson doesn't really give them that. They want a fluid front three. Maybe they saw what happened with Holland. If, Saliba and Gabriel can stop Holland, they're definitely going to stop Nico Jackson. So they're going to go with a more fluid front three and, go with all of the Mudryk wants to get one over on Arsenal. Got our ex-Chelsea guys out there. Our ex-Man City guys out there. We're gonna get them. We're gonna do them. Whatever. So strong lineup for them. Strong lineup for us. I would have not expected anything different. Leopold says Arsenal players are drinking pregnancy water in the locker room. Yeah, I hear you. So yeah, you guys, like it is what it is. Like, you guys let me know what you guys are thinking about the lineup, but I'm feeling like happy about it because this is pretty much our strongest lineup without Thomas Partey. And I get that people wanted to see Thomas, but let's be real. Like, he needs to be eased in. He needs to be eased in. Like, there's no way that Thomas Partey is just not somebody that can come back off of an injury and like start 90 minutes like that. Like, he's just not that guy. He played 20 minutes against Manchester City, and Jorginho played well, and I think it's been underplayed. I think people are still holding the Spurs mistake against Jorginho, but I think the last two performances that he put in, the one against Brentford and the one against Manchester City, were good enough to kind of like wipe that away. So I'm honestly okay with it. Chosen One says, honestly, W lineup, so happy for Sachs in the back. Sachs is back. Yeah, that's going to give us a huge boost. I mean, beating Manchester City without him, I think, was a huge step forward for Arsenal because, we definitely need him, but, we need to be able to get W's without him in the team. And we were able to do that. But we did see that we just really lacked that dynamism up front, especially like in that first half. It was just there wasn't anything going on up there beyond Gabriel Jesus running around and like trying to make things happen. There just wasn't much going on. Trossard got the injury, and Nketiah was kind of just like there. That's all I can really say about that. He was kind of just there. So it's nice to see a more normal lineup out there up front, where we know we're going to have threat on both sides. We know Jesus is going to be through the middle. That feels comfortable for us. Rice is going to be able to cover Jorginho, but equally, Jorginho plus Rice gives you the perfect balance of like an off the ball guy and an on the ball guy, which we need right now. I think the midfield has just been so imbalanced since the beginning of the season, with Havertz playing at left center mid and Rice coming in for Partey. We're just missing a little bit of something in terms of our deep, progression through the thirds, and Zinchenko can't do it all. So it's nice to see that Arteta's kind of getting it, that like, yeah, you can play Jorginho, but you can't play Jorginho with Havertz or anything like that. You need to put Rice next to him. Rice is fine next to Jorginho, and then Zinchenko is covered as well. So it works. It works. It's basically like putting Granit Xhaka there, but like better off the ball, because obviously Rice is superior to Granit Xhaka in that regard. Don Arsenal TV says Chelsea's going to defend and counter with Sterling and Mudryk with their pace. Jorginho will struggle. Not necessarily, because just because they want to do something specific doesn't mean we have to allow them to do it. We don't have the impetus. We're not at home. So we definitely could sit in our off the ball shape and make them have to be the team with all of the possession. I'm sorry, they're at home. They need to break us down. We don't need to break them down. So I don't really agree with that too much. And Arsenal just don't really have that much space that we give up like that. We tend to be the type of team that keeps our spaces small so that players like Jorginho don't get exposed. So I don't know if Chelsea's plan to give us the ball is necessarily going to work. It's the impetus is on them as the home team and the team trying to prove that they're just as good, if not better than Arsenal, to get on the ball and make things happen. You break us down. I think that's the best way. This to me could be more similar to like the Brighton game that we played away from home last season, where we had 30% possession, but we were clinical going the other way. And the impetus was on Brighton to try to make something happen. They had all of the possession, but they couldn't break us down, and we hit them on the counter. I think for me, it's more they're going to have to break us down than the opposite. So yeah, Chosen One says Fati closed the game to 1 on City. Imagine if we drop more points. If they drop more points and we win, let's see what's going on in the Premier League. Obviously, you know, seeing the way Brighton were defending was just like, we need you to be able to take points off of our rivals. If you're playing against us, you're not going to play like this, are you? So play like you would play against Arsenal, against everyone else, and take points off of them, because we need West Ham and Brighton and Aston Villa to take points off of our rivals and not just take points off of us, but 1-1 in the Bournemouth Wolves game. Lots of red cards today. Red card for Ashley Young in the first game. Burnley also have a red card. Bournemouth have a red card. Lots of sending offs today. Nottingham Forest and Luton Town 2-1. And like you said, Manchester City and Brighton are within, a goal now, which, is like the way that Manchester City played in the first half. You would think that they would have just ran away with it. Brighton were so poor in that first half, I thought. But it's 10 shots. Manchester City's 10 shots to Brighton's 5. Shots on target, 6 for Manchester City and 3 for Brighton. And so, yeah, even though Manchester City were very dominant, this game is a lot closer. But Manchester City are probably not going to give up another goal. That's probably all they're going to give up. And they also swapped their goalkeeper, which I'm sure nobody will talk about. But Ederson's not starting today, and not a peep from anybody. It's very interesting. Zich says last season starting front three. Exactly. Don Arsenal says, yeah, but we need to win more than them, so we have to go after them. No, I hear you, but our game plan, like, even though we need to win the game, that doesn't mean that we need to go after them. We needed to beat Manchester City, but we didn't go after them. We allowed them to come after us. And we kind of sat in our shape and said, break us down. And they couldn't. And then we nicked a goal. So needing to win doesn't necessarily mean you open up and you have to be on top of them and have all the possession. You have to have a better game plan than them and execute your game plan better. And if your game plan in a must win game is to sit off of them and make them break you down, then that's your game plan and execute it. So I don't really equate needing to win with needing to have all the possession, putting the game into a situation where it plays into what they want. I think Arsenal should play like the away team. I think that's where they struggle the most is when they have more of the possession, they have to break teams down. So let's see. Let's see. Ify says our away record in the Premier League is good. I just hope our front three can take their chances. We're a good away side. We tend not to give away too many goals. Away from home, we look a lot more like steady. It's all about taking our chances, like Ify said, because Chelsea are not going to give up that many. I think this game has 1 or 2 goals in it max. I think it ends either 1-0 or 1-1 or 0-0. I think those are the options that we have. Both teams will kind of cancel each other out. And it's just who can be more clinical on the day. And Arsenal, up to this point, haven't been clinical enough. But, this is the first time this front three is starting from the beginning. So let's see how it goes. Gunny says, I feel more uneasy going into this game than the City game. Could be an upset with Chelsea slowly hitting a bit of form. I didn't feel any sort of confidence going into the Manchester City game. So, I can't relate. But it could end up being an upset, but I don't know. I mean, Chelsea are not like this lowly side that like have nothing to offer. And like, this is a battle. Like, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities that we lose, they lose. Like, it's a very even contest despite where both teams are in the table. So I don't know. It could be an upset, but at the same time, I just think, I don't think there's a possibility of them just running us over and us being blindsided either. Like, I do think it's going to be a quite an even game, but I felt like no confidence going into the Manchester City game. I feel a lot more settled going into this game because, we're fine. Like, we can go to a difficult away ground and get something. Like, if we want to consider Stamford Bridge a difficult away game. And again, the games that they were playing where they hit a bit of form, they weren't really playing against the best sides either. So yeah, it kind of feels a little bit like it could be not as many goals as the Spurs game, but even like that. So I'm not really going into it with any sort of like super big expectations, but yeah, I'm not like very worried or anything. Chosen One says unrelated, but man, Mo Salah is absurd. Probably my favorite player outside of Arsenal. I think as a human, I think he's great. I think he's very like unproblematic. Seems like he's professional. He just gets things done, but he speaks out when he needs to about certain things, and he's just a fantastic player. That's totally, I think, underrated in a way. Like, we all know that he's this world-class player, but he gets spoken about like a bum, because he doesn't move me, because he doesn't do all these tricks and flicks, and he's just like super effective. If Saka could get anywhere near the way that Mo Salah is, he'd be one of the best players in the world, because I think their effectiveness is what makes them so good, and not necessarily like there's not a lot of frills attached with it. You're not going to see him trying to rainbow flick over people and dribble through 5, 6 players. He just gets the business done. Like, he's just so good at it. And he's been consistent for so long. And so, yeah, I love watching Mo Salah play. Mo Salah is one of my favorite players. And, I just don't understand why people don't rate him as much. There's always this little, well, Mo Salah, this, no. Like, this guy is fucking brilliant. Like, he's so good. And, yeah, and they gave me nightmares. Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, whew, terrible. Chosen One says, I saw a graphic about the start of the season and the Invincible season, and it's exactly the same from record to goals scored to goals against. That's crazy. The Invincible is like, I don't know. That's just something I'm glad that, you know, I don't feel that worried this season that it will get broken, by someone else. But man, that, I mean, as much as people clown it and try to say things like, well, you drew like, what is it, like 11 and 12 games or something like that, but we still won the league though. Like, that's the thing. It's like, if you go invincible and you draw a bunch of freaking games, but you don't win the league, it's not special. But we won the league, you know? So it's something that I don't think we'll see for a very long time. But you know, I don't even want to start thinking about potentially this team being able to do it. Let's get past this game. Let's get past this game. I would be happy to see the back of this one because just the entire international break, all I saw was Chelsea fans speaking about us. And yeah, they're speaking about us and oh, Reece James is gonna play. Watch out, Arsenal. Oh, look at what Mudryk did against Malta. Watch out, Arsenal. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like, please let this game be over. This is your cup final. Like, we just need to get the 3 points, okay? But yeah, you guys get in the chat and let me know how you guys are feeling ahead of the match. I'm just going to find the channel. I should have it up now already, but you know, I'm never prepared. Like you guys saw at the beginning, I was just sitting there, just doing my own thing. My coffee is sitting up on the machine right now. Not prepared or anything. I'm gonna have to get that before we start. But because you guys like kind of caught me out a little bit there, I'm just gonna pretend like this is the way things were supposed to be. Oh my goodness, I'm like such a mess. School and all the different things, and then we just put that to I'm gonna turn this down. But yeah, I'm ready to see the back of this game. It feels like every game is a big game for us, doesn't it? Like, when do we get to play Burnley and Sheffield and these guys like 3 games in a row? I guess because we had like kind of like a sleepier start because we had Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace, and Fulham that I didn't really notice, the difficult games kind of coming up like now. But yeah, I could use just some easier games coming around. Just feels like we're always the main story. I am just looking for the game. Where is it? Where is it, y'all? What's going on? Oh, man. And no, I didn't eat, so you guys are going to have to hear about my hunger. Oh, the Saudi Pro League is on. Oh, are we on Peacock? Okay. Yeah, we are on Peacock. Whatever. Sorry, you guys. It's taking me forever. I look so old and like technologically like inept right now. I know what I'm doing. I promise. Also forgot to add tags in here. But anyways, yeah, you guys get in the chat and let me know what you guys are thinking. We still have like 30 minutes, 35 minutes until the start of the game. So yeah. Newcastle are flying. They score so many goals though, like in terms of like effectiveness in the box. They just know how to score, don't they? It's crazy how many goals that they score. I think they just keep it simple, Okay, I found it. I finally got to it, guys. I finally got to it. All right. Yeah, but I just think Newcastle tend to keep it pretty efficient. They're just no frills, right? They just play very good attacking football. I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, they do. I gotta do I forgot to do all this stuff, like the tags and stuff. It's so annoying. I need an assistant. No, I don't. But yeah, Newcastle, I've been telling people for weeks, like, let's not write them off right now because they had a difficult start to the season and now they're starting to hit a little bit of form and they're starting to look like Newcastle of last season. And it's just crazy how good Eddie Howe has done with that team in such a small amount of time. Like, and he just keeps it simple. And I think the way that he bridged the gap quickly is by bridging the gap physically. Like, they're a very physically imposing team with a lot of speed and athleticism and directness and quality. So, even though I don't feel like they're as technically strong as we are, they are always in a battle because they can deal with things physically and they are a decent defensive side. So yeah, they just know how to score goals. And sometimes I'm a little bit jealous because I feel like they just score goals a lot easier than we do. But, to each his own. Maybe our way of playing is the way that you win titles or something. And maybe the way that they do it, they don't. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think about that. Yes, I'm just doing the work I should have done yesterday. No big deal. I'm a mess. We're just going to leave it like that. Who cares? All right. So yeah, Chosen One says watching them dismantle PSG was crazy. It was crazy, but it also wasn't that surprising. I said originally when they got the group of death, I was like, "Ooh, they could be in trouble." But then when I thought about it more, I was like, "They're going to easily get out of this group," because again, like physically, they just will run you over, and they have clinical finishers in their team, and so they're just going to be good. And then they get the backing from their crowd and all that kind of stuff. And it's just a long day, for people that have to go there. See, Walter says, I know it's rich for me to say, but no mention of goals in the chat until Jess has seen. Yeah, you guys, all I'm gonna say is that like I'm usually behind you guys. And so when you guys do the little like oh, or ah, or whatever you do with the little faces, then I'm like just waiting for it, so kind of takes away from it. Like, I don't blame you guys at all, to be honest, because it's like you guys are just reacting in real time. But just, yeah, I'm always behind you guys, just as, a rule of thumb. I'm always behind you guys just a little bit. Um, so yeah, so funny. You guys are hilarious. I like it when we're winning, but when we're not winning, it just freaks me out. Like before the Jorginho mistake, you guys were like, "What is he doing?" And I was like, "Oh no, what's happened?" It's the worst. It's the worst. Let's see what you guys are saying. World Boss says, "Hey Jess, hope you're good. I am good. I can't complain. Besides the fact that I was like a total mess when I first like got on stream, I'm feeling fine. Thank you for asking. I hope you're good as well." Chosen One says the start to the stream made me feel like you were the teacher who's waiting to give a lecture to the students because they misbehaved with the stuff from the previous day. I was just like doing my work. And then all of a sudden, um, I just realized that you guys were there. So yeah, says my friend is saying Gahey mistake for Mbomo goal and assist. So I've been telling my friend for weeks that I would take Gahey at Arsenal, and I still feel the same. But she felt like I was saying, now she feels like I was saying, get Gabrielle out and get Gahey in. Oh, did Brighton score, y'all? Did Brighton score, y'all? Did Brighton score, y'all? Tell me. Tell me. See, Walder? This is when I like for you to ruin things for me. Go on. Go on. Is it a goal for real? Is it 2-2? Damn, y'all. For real? Oh, Akanji got sent off. Yes. Woo! So it's showing me the Akanji red, but it's not showing me the goal just yet. Wowzers. Oh my goodness. Shut up. No, I don't believe y'all. I don't see it. I don't see it. Not yet. Chosen One says, let's go. Jordan says, I'm not going to lie, Jess. I'm nervous for this one. If we don't make any stupid errors, I think we win comfortably, but I always fear that 1 or 2 moments of mistakes. Yeah. Yeah. I think that, okay, yeah, you guys are saying no goal. Because it hasn't popped up yet, so I don't think they scored, but Kanji got a red. Let's see. John P says, I'm behind. Hi, Malia. And Malia says, hope you're doing good. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. What were we saying? Oh, yeah. So the mistakes and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like the same level of nervousness before every single big game. This one doesn't feel that much different than any other one for me personally. I feel like if we go and like you said, we don't make the mistakes, we're fine. But I get the nervousness because it feels like an important game, and it is. It is an important game. And we don't want to hear Chelsea fans talking shit for like a whole week. So I think I get the nervousness, but away from home, we tend to be a lot more sturdy than at home. So let's see. Let's see. Malia says they're lying. Jess still 2-1. Bro Pro says Jess is doing watch alongs now. Yes, you guys asked for these, so here I am. Here I am, and it is so hard doing these watch alongs. They're fun at some points, but sometimes, guys, it is just so, I don't know. I'm just not a good watcher. I really struggle. I really struggle. Not a good watcher. So yeah, Chosen One says, dang, I was only going off the chat. Yeah, you're getting excited. I was getting excited too, but no. Akanji gets sent off and it's 2-1 and Man City will win it. But maybe if Brighton didn't completely strip, you know, in those first 30 minutes of the game, they could have gotten something. But they were just like, I don't know if De Zerbi thinks he's the Manchester City manager already and he's taking days off now or what. But Brighton just aren't brightening the way that they need to be right now. But they'll do it against us. Like, trust, they won't play like this against us. But damn, they were so bad in those first 20 minutes. I was just like, what am I watching? Is this Everton that I'm watching? What is this? Like, this is not Brighton, surely not. So yeah. Malia says, congratulations to Aaron Ramsey on the birth of his child. Yes, congratulations to him, especially off of the back of, we all know, the devastating news of him and his wife or girlfriend having the miscarriage and things like that. That's really difficult for somebody to go through. So yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him. With these red cards, man. Kaya says, understand there's no injury to Fabio Vieira, who is out of the squad today. I wonder what's going on with him. Like, I was assuming that maybe his wife was maybe potentially going into labor as well, because I think him and Aaron kind of like both said that they had babies on the way at the same time. But I wonder what's going on with him, because ever since when he came off against Spurs, he then only played again against Lens, and then now there's nothing. So like, where is he? What is he doing? Why is he not in the team? Like, he's been here, like he didn't go on international duty. So it's a strange one to me to go from someone that Arteta was starting to now somebody that's not making the squad. There has to be something in it. There has to be something in it. But I'm trying to look for like a reason, why he wouldn't be in the squad. I mean, the thing is that, when more people were fit, it was always going to be one person not making the team. One person that we really like, and I was thinking like, maybe it'll be Reese, maybe it'll be ESR. It's Vieira right now. But I can't see a reason why. Like, I'm reading Kaya's thing and I'm not seeing a reason why he's absent from the squad. Personal reason, maybe. Who knows? But to go from like basically like starting games to now not making a squad is very is strange. Strange, People are saying that they're surprised that Partey is not fit to start. Are you? Are you? How could you? How could you be surprised? How could you be surprised? Thomas Partey is just not someone that comes back off of injury and just is ready to go. This has been 3 years with Thomas Partey and the team. You know the pattern. He gets the muscle injuries, and then when we rush him back, he gets into the cycle. We have to be a lot more careful with him because and we have the ability to do so. I think a lot of Arsenal fans, like, they want to see their best 11 right away at the beginning of the season. If they don't see it, they start panicking, but we really need Thomas Partey ready to go. Like, I would say the Newcastle game is the next game that I'm looking at that I'm like, I need him in the lineup. But, looking down the line, obviously, post AFCON, we really need him to be ready to go. We know the season basically starts in like February. Like, it really starts, like, in terms of trophies and things like that. So we have Jorginho in the team. He's not the most athletic. We already know that. But if you put athletic people around him, it's fine. So from my perspective, it's just a little bit more like, let's be smarter this time. We don't have to play Thomas Partey right now. So don't, if you don't have to, if he's not fully fit. But I'm surprised that people are surprised that maybe he's not in the lineup, you know. Um, he's not fit, like, not fully, and he needs to be like 100% fit to be useful. Chosen One says they just got Rodri back and now they're going to be without Akanji against Man U. As long as they have Rodri, they'll survive. Like, I think it's Rodri that was the one that was really hurting them not having him. So, Akanji, they'll just put somebody else in there. They have enough decent defenders, don't they? Joshua says every season we think Brighton might take points off City. They get battered in the first half and the game is usually done. That's the other thing too, is like maybe the way that Brighton plays is not conducive to taking points off of City because somebody said, I forget who said it because it's not an original thought from me, but it was on Twitter and I like screenshotted it, but I'm too lazy to look for it now. Sorry. But he basically said that, like, I think it was like Arteta's revenge on here, I think may have said like Brighton are too small, like in midfield and stuff like that. And they look like Arsenal before when we used to play against Manchester City. Um, and I was like, that sounds so like I see no lies, like no lies, no lies whatsoever. Watching Brighton play against Manchester City reminds me of when we used to watch us play against Manchester City, like just a couple of years ago. Like over the last couple of years, it's gotten a little bit better. But those years where we were getting slapped, it was like we would try to go toe to toe and play the same way that they play with a weak team that didn't have any physicality in it whatsoever. And we just get slapped like early too, with some bad defensive, like soft defensive errors. And so, yeah, like, yeah, he said Brighton lacks size, pace, and power, especially in central areas. Chief reason why they keep having cricket score matches. And in a way, they remind me of Wenger's Arsenal in 2007 to 2015. And I was like, I totally see that because the only way that we were able to really compete with City this time around was to be more physically dominant, to have bigger players, to be able to control the game off the ball, and to be a little bit humble. Like, we didn't try to go toe to toe with them and play the best football and show everybody that we can do jugada de position. We didn't do any of that. Like, we just kind of tried to win the game, you know? And I hear that. Like, I hear that. Like, they'll take points off of our other rivals, but yeah, probably not City. But I thought that was like, yeah. Yeah, that is spot on. John P says Partey had a long flight. I like the idea of him coming on in the last half hour when they're tired. Yeah, like I was saying, because I've done that flight many times, it's not an easy flight. Even if it's maybe 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, like flying to America from there and back is not easy. So, I worried about him and then Gabriel Jesus as well, flying back and forth to South America. So I'm not, I'm not that surprised. The Cosmic Moth says Partey looked bad against the US. The entire team looked bad. Honestly, watching them play, Max Bretto said it, as simplistically as you could say it, they did not want to be there. Ghana did not care. They did not want to be there. They were not up for it. The US, that was an important game for the US to show that they're making progress. They have a new striker in Balogun, Gio Reyna's coming back into the team. So there was a lot of energy and a lot of like vibes amongst the US. And so they came ready. Ghana did not care about that friendly. So I'll give Partey a pass. Like his whole entire team looked bad, but they were all kind of playing at like 50%, probably just trying not to get injured for their club teams in a meaningless friendly. So I give Partey a pass there. Like, I was happy that he was jogging. I'll say that. Alistair Ben says Arsenal need to treat Partey like City do with their players. They manage their injury prone players, and it's just something that we've never really done. And, in years gone past, like we would have started Partey against City as soon as he got even like remotely fit. We would have started him against City. He would have went off injured. We would have started him today. We don't have to start him today. And I know that Arsenal fans are like, but we have to play our best 11. We didn't play our best 11 against Spurs or Man City or Manchester United. We got results, 2 wins and 1 draw against all those teams. I know this is a little bit different because we're going away from home, but one player, is not going to torpedo the entire thing. Like, it's just not. We have our best back 4. We have our best, other 2 midfielders. We have our best front 3. Jorginho is not going to tank us, y'all. Like, he's not going to tank us. So, I'm okay with it, especially because we need to manage certain players. It's just that simple. Like, he just cannot come straight back in. We've seen it already. I still have nightmares about the Spurs game where he was just like weirdly walking off the pitch and Arteta threw him back on. We have graduated from that, okay? And like I'm happy about it. Here to there says agreed, hard to win at the Etihad with such an open attacking style as Brighton, but they had a chance today. Yeah, they did. Mickey says the invincible physicality profile. You have like I just don't think you can win with a small team anymore. Like, do you guys remember when we played against Liverpool at home? And it was not last season, but I think the season before. And we lost 2-0, I think, at home. If I'm not mistaken, I think. Yeah, because we got slapped away. But I think we lost 2-0 at home. And we went through like the entire first half and how we had a chance. I remember where Lacazette or Odegaard should have put it in the back of the net where they made a mistake. We didn't capitalize. But the feeling of playing them in that game was damn, they're big and damn, we're small. Like we were so small in comparison to them. They had Van Dijk and Matip, and their team was just so much bigger than us, Fabinho. And then they had these like really like energetic, like direct forwards. And we were just tiny, we were just small. And so now we can be physically dominant in games and also play our technical, have the technical side of the game. But you have to find the right balance because going into games against Liverpool was like going against like giants, and I just think like even City have gotten bigger over the last couple of years. So Arsenal are no different. We need to be much bigger, and Brighton definitely look a lot smaller now because even though Caicedo's not big, he's like a more physical presence. Like they definitely do look really small out there. And Kedia's lawyer says City held on against Brighton mid-performance by their standards. I thought Liverpool even didn't have the greatest performance against Everton this morning. They both played at home. They played against, especially Liverpool. I know it's a derby, but it's still a pretty poor Everton side. So they kind of struggled. They won 2-0. They had to really scrap for it. Manchester City, they haven't had sparkling performances, but they got the job done. I just kind of think that like the good teams, even when they're not playing at their best, can still get the results when they need them. And City will come back into form at some point. Like again, City are not really that worried about being the best team in the first half of the season. They never have been. They've always kind of grown into the season and have had performances like they've had in recent weeks, only to blow us out at the end of the season. So City for me, it's just like this is business as usual for them, and that's why I'm not that concerned about Arsenal not being at their tip top best right now because we don't have to be. We know that we were top of the league for 200 and something days last season. We didn't win it. So, right now it's about getting results and then hitting your top gear later on. That's another reason why, again, keeping Thomas Partey out of, the firing line right now is important because we're going to need him further down the line than we do now. Because right now we can get the results without him. So yeah, like they neither team played well, but they still got the 3 points, didn't they? And we haven't really been playing that well, but we're still, getting the results that we need. Zach 10 says, Jess, do you agree that City are more dual winning centric nowadays and have they always been like that? They seem more machine. I see them more machine like. Yeah, I think with Manchester City now, they don't care that much about dominating the ball. They care about dominating the territory and having certain automatisms in the team that are impossible to stop. And so we know more than anybody that the way that we play, like last season, was a lot better to watch, but it could be stopped at a certain point. City are not so much concerned about playing the best football anymore. They just want to have big center backs at the back that win their duels, that are good 1v1 to shut the back door and have a good defensive record. They want to make sure that they do not concede any goals whatsoever. Then they have Rodri doing the business in front of them. And then their automatism is Kevin De Bruyne to Haaland. Kevin De Bruyne to Haaland. Now they also have Doku that makes them even more dangerous. Once he really settles in, they're going to be very dangerous because it's all about direct. They dominate the area, not necessarily the ball all the time. They have certain automatism in their team that are just like impossible to defend unless you're like one of the best defensive teams in the world. And so, yeah, I don't think they're that concerned. I don't think we're as concerned about having possession. Like we want to control the game, obviously, but I don't think we're as concerned about what it looks like, the amount of touches that we have. Like we're trying to dominate the space too. It's so important. So yeah, I do think they're more machine like and they're not fun to watch. City are not fun to watch. So I think the uglier it gets, sometimes the more efficient it is. We'll see. DJ Polar says Partey did what he needed to do. One sprint back, shoulder, man off the ball, job well done. John P says Atletico used to bench Party all the time and he stayed fit there for big games. And I think that's something that's been greatly overlooked in our time, like having Thomas Partey as an Arsenal player, is that he was mostly used for like big games and he played in big matches and had big performances, but he was not the main guy at Atletico. And I just don't think Thomas Partey has main guy presence or main guy. He doesn't have enough of the fitness element and the availability to be your main guy or consistency. So you have to use him in the right circumstances to kind of like uh like upgrade your team a little bit to like super like make your team a lot more dominant in certain circumstances, but you cannot use him all the time. And so Atletico must have known something that we don't know, or we didn't, or we ignored because we didn't have the players in our team to allow him to rest. So yeah, I think you make a good point there that Atletico managed him and now we're managing him and it's fine. Like we need Partey ready to go in February. We need him to come back from AFCON and be ready to go. That's what we need. So if that requires him not to play some of the games earlier on in the season to preserve his legs, that's what it's going to take. Here to there says even City's smaller players like Bernardo and Alvarez relish the physical battle. You have to have physicality to win now. Yeah, it's true. Akal says danger playing Jorginho, good passer but poor off the ball. Would prefer the setup against City in the Community Shield. Yeah, no, I get that. I would say that him being poor off of the ball is a little bit of an overstatement. And the reason why I say that is like go back and look at his numbers in the duels against Brentford. He won almost every single one of his duels. He's just not fast enough or athletic enough. So I think you can be not athletic and not that fast and still be good off the ball if your system allows the spaces to be smaller and you account for this person's lack of legs. I don't think being like slow and unathletic equals poor off the ball. If the spaces are small and Jorginho can intercept, he can jump in front of people, he can anticipate. That's the way that he plays off of the ball. But is he going to catch up to somebody and tackle them? No, he's not. And so I think keep the spaces small. Jorginho's fine off the ball. When the spaces get bigger, then he gets exposed. To me, that's different than being poor off of the ball. That's the only thing I would say. But I know people prefer the Community Shield lineup, whatever. Like we're not going to play it right now because Partey's probably not 100% fit. But we can beat Chelsea away from home with Jorginho in the lineup. I think he's weirdly underrated in our fan base a little bit. Like there's not much that I've seen Jorginho do wrong except for the Spurs game. Like that was like the main one where I was like, ooh, that's a big mistake. But for the most part, I think he's been used improperly by Mikel Arteta. Like he's put him on an island by himself as a single pivot, and that's more of a flaw from the manager than a flaw from the player. Like, why are you putting him in a single pivot? If he has Rice next to him, it's fine. Like, I just don't think it's that big of an issue. Praise says, I think Arteta picks Jorginho for the same reason he picks Raya. I think he prefers to keep possession and pass his way through those intense moments. And yeah, if teams are going to press you, you have to have players that are comfortable on the ball, and he is comfortable to a certain extent if he has the people around him in ways like that. But we've also seen that early on in the season that we've struggled a little bit with, the balls in between the lines and circulating possession and stuff, and our verticality, like with just Rice in the six. And so having somebody else next to him is going to help him, especially if we're not going to allow Zinchenko to roam so freely. Like if Zinchenko is kind of moved out to the side like he was against Manchester City, because remember, against Manchester City, Zinchenko did not operate those central spaces as much as we're used to seeing him do against lower level opposition. So if you don't have Zinchenko with the ability to come central as much, you need to have somebody next to Rice that's going to take over that part of the game. And so you have to have Jorginho in there. Now, when we're playing against Bournemouth and these guys, Rice is fine by himself because Zinchenko is going to get central. We know he's going to get central, but you need to have somebody like Jorginho in there, which I think gives us a little bit of an edge. I don't think having one player in your team like Jorginho is going to just completely destroy the vibe. Like, I don't. I think when you have kind of holding back there, you have Zinchenko, you have Vieira and Xhaka in the midfield with Jorginho, yeah, you have a problem. Those are things that we did last season that really just rubbed me the wrong way. DJ Polar says City's best attribute is their ability to win the ball back. This has been a feature of Pep's philosophy for years. He always talks about winning the ball back within the first 3 seconds. It's lost. And when you do it too, like what I liked about Arsenal against Manchester City that I haven't seen is picking and choosing when to try to win the ball back. If we're going to be exposed and we're out of shape, don't press. If we lose the ball high up the pitch, but we're out of shape, get back into your shape and don't try to press. In the early 20 minutes of the game, we didn't press them as much. We didn't, we kept it tight. And like when we lost the ball, we just got back into our shape. People were getting frustrated. Where's our press? What's going on? Because what happened against City at the Etihad at the end of last season, that was us being overeager. We lost the ball. We started to press and they just passed through the lines. And so it's not just about winning the ball back. It's about knowing when to try to win the ball back so you're not exposed. And Arsenal are learning that, which is good because you can't just press all the time. You can't because you'll get exposed. I love that. Kev says, Jess, hope you're good. I'm going 4-1 Arsenal. Havertz is scoring. Yeah, like I am good and I hope you're doing well as well. There's 140 of you guys in here, so make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel, especially if you're going to, go off, before or like during the game. This stream is actually going to lead you straight to the player rating. So it's going to redirect you straight there. So you actually don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to have another link or anything, but you just maybe want to set your notification or, whatever. Like, I don't know how you guys, I know YouTube is kind of dodgy with the notifications, but I would love for you guys to like come back at halftime and stuff like that. So make sure you guys like this video on your way out and stuff, because I would really appreciate that. But a 4-1 win, that's very confident. That's very confident. For those of you guys that weren't on the stream yesterday, I was telling you guys that my friend had like gaslit me into believing in Havertz again. And so she showed me a couple of comps and I was like, it could happen. We just need to give him more time. There's no better time than today, Kai. If you get a chance, you need to go out there, and this would go so far for this agenda that I'm building, that all we need to do is give him more time. So yeah. But if you guys haven't heard that full story, I'll tell you guys at halftime because it was funny. It was funny. I could not believe how easily I was gaslit into believing that this was gonna turn around. Jordan says Arteta will use the same tactics like against City. I think Arsenal's plan is just to be smart, composed, grind out wins without going full throttle in the first half of the season. It's a long season. Yeah, especially with Champions League and stuff like that. We have to be much smarter than we were last season. We were as good as we were going to be in preseason. That was what really stuck out to me, is like that was as good as we were going to be in preseason. That was it. And then we slowly kind of tapered off and really like hit a cliff um, at the very end of the season. So we kind of need to go like that this time around. A cow says trust Partey with his breaking passage, which we'll miss today. Jorginho does those as well. I think this overemphasis on Thomas Partey is a little bit like, you know, I get that he's a fantastic player, but we've been basically playing without him this entire time and been able to win big games. So, I'm going to trust the players that are out there. And like Jorginho, if we don't have a better passer in the team than Jorginho, like he's probably our best passer. So, I don't think we'll be like bereft of line breaking passes today. Um, Partey gives you a little bit of that elusiveness on the ball, the drop of the shoulder, the ability to beat the press without passing. That's what Jorginho doesn't give you. But in terms of passing range and selection of passes and knowing when to pass, Jorginho has that. Like Jorginho has that. Um, let's see. Um, you guys, I need to get this coffee. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. We got 3 minutes. So if you guys can just give me like 3 minutes, I'll be back at the start of the game. But I need to get this coffee, y'all. Like I need it bad and I missed out on it. So again, if you guys are gonna leave to go watch the game, make sure you guys like this video on your way out, set your notification. Know that this link is gonna take you straight to the player rating, so you don't have to worry about that. But I will be right back. All right. Right on time. Here we go. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. I just needed to grab that coffee. It's so important. And oh, I just got a little nervous. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs out there too. Mm. All right, let's do it. I just got so weirdly nervous because I was like, oh, we're playing. Ah. Yeah, we need to be really careful. It is raining cats and doggies out there. So the ball is going to do weird things. Where I just laughed. I'm like, I'm not sure. Oh man. Stomach hurts. Uh-oh. Oh, that scared me. Oops. That scared me, y'all. Okay. So can we get it out? So that was kind of Zinchenko trying to dribble from the back and trying to pass it to Martinelli. No, don't do that. Just send it out. Like, what are we doing? Wake up. We're playing now. Good block from Ben. But yeah, we don't need to be kind of dribbling out from our box there. Like, woo! Hopefully, like here to there saying he makes at least like one of those a game. Hopefully that's it. You know, he does at least one where we probably should concede from it. And I just don't understand why he's just a number 10 at heart. Ooh, we just made a huge mistake there. Rice. Oof. All right, we look shaky. I didn't like that from Rice. He did a blind pass back. Um, no. What am I doing? Why do we look shaky? Are we okay? Are we ill? It's good defending from Saliba. Ooh, get it away from here. Oh, God. All right. Yeah, we already have a couple of little dodgy moments there, but we just need to calm it down. Get over the first 5-minute jitters. Don't know what that's about. Is it the rain? Is it the rain? Good from Jesus there to cut that out. Now let's just calm things down for a second, get our brains back, reduce the head loss, and just those first 2 minutes were just, yeah, a lot. Oh my goodness. My heart is like beating so fast because that scared me so much. All right. Got my coffee, but I also got a Perrier. You know, you know. If you know, you know. Do we like Ben's hair or no? How do we feel about it? I think it looks kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Mm, Rice got beat there. Chelsea are up for it. We need to be up for it as well. Good, good. Relax. Calma. Relax. I just got incredibly nervous. Rice, I don't need you having one of those, "Oh my gosh, I used to play for Chelsea, but then they bin me off," type of games. Like, you need to just you play for Arsenal now. Fucking calm down. Good ball. Called a weak ass foul. Whatever. Let's see. This says Chelsea have started on fire. We need to calm them down. Again, I told you guys this is their cup final. Like, they don't have any European matches. This is their most important game. This is the game that's going to show people that they're the best, you know. So we have to rise to their level. Because this is just like another game for us. Pochettino is a good coach, so he will have been watching everything that we're doing and set up his team well. Just need to calm down, not, overdo it. It's fine. Hmm. That was hmm. That was interesting. I thought Saka got fouled there, but clearly not. Or not. Oh, that's a good pass from Chelsea. Ooh. Good. Cut that out. Yeah, they're on it so far. We need to get our shit together. Mark says, take the sting out of the game for the first 10 to 15 minutes. Let us blend into the game. You said that last time. You said that on the last one. It ended up being kind of true, but then we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We just need to calm down a little bit. Oh, shit. Who is that? That's Jesus. Is he holding his ankle, his head? What? I didn't even see this. Oh my God, Raph! Hello? Oh my goodness, for him not to even see that at all? He needs to look at that. You can't, though, because he didn't even call a foul. That should be upgraded to a red. No, I'm going in a little bit hard, but I didn't even know that they had called a foul for that. I just thought they stopped it because he, yeah. All right, let's go. He got carded, so. Went off of us, fortunately. The weather is bad, and I think that, obviously that'll affect things, but Arsenal need to suck it up. We need to suck it up. Good. Dribble. Good. That's a good foul by Rice because shut up, Cole Palmer. Oh my goodness. Look at them. Aren't you supposed to get a yellow card for surrounding the ref? Supposed to get a yellow card for surrounding the ref? It's just a foul. Fucking relax. That's a good foul from Rice because he's on the wrong side. And he kind of makes it like he was really going for the ball, but really it was cynical. So, but no, I think sometimes, like, if you do it right, the cynical foul, you get away with it. And he needed to do it because he was on the wrong side. Ooh, Odegaard picked him off. Come on, come on, come on. Every ball is like clanging off our foot. Can we get it together? Fuck off. So sick of them begging for something. Every single time we touch the ball, they start begging. Stop begging. This game looks like it could potentially get ugly. It already feels that way. Saka loses the ball again. Zinchenko, yellow. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in trouble already. We're diving in. We're just late to kind of like everything. Why is Zinchenko way over here anyway? Why was he there? Didn't make sense. Mom, not liking this. Yeah. Fuck's sake. Ooh. Look at them surrounding the ref again. Everything is a card, a foul, a handball, a penalty. They are crying about absolutely everything. They need to calm down. And they're like, just keep coming into the ref. He didn't call a foul for us there. We need to just get into the game a little bit, you know? Hmm. Oh, they're giving them a penalty. Okay, cool. Yeah. So they're giving them a penalty for the handball or what? Unlucky. Where's your hand supposed to be? Where's your hand supposed to be? That's so unlucky, but it does stop a goal scoring opportunity, I guess. So, yeah. To me, that's not a penalty, but by the rules that they've set now, it's a penalty, you know? So, I mean, he's not even, he's is so close. Like, what is he meant to do there? But, of course, they always give them everything. Yeah. By the rules, it's a pen, but we all know it's just, what is he meant to do there? It's harsh. Yeah. Christopher says it's harsh. Namesmith says that's a penalty. And Kedia's lawyer says the law is BS. I mean, it's all about the law. Like the law says that that's a penalty. If that happened to us, we would want a penalty. But, I don't think Saliba can do anything about that. He has his hand up in the air because he's trying to head it out. So I don't know what else to say there. But Chelsea have been on us and like they probably feel like they deserve to be up. Or at least, they've been the better side so far. But Arsenal need to wake up. Maybe this will wake us up. We have not been in this game at all. Yeah, he's nowhere near it. So now what do we do? Told you guys this is their cup final. So they were always going to be 100% up for this. This is the most important game of their season, so we need to be up for this. And we're not up enough for it. But yeah, good penalty. I can't really like I want the penalty, like the handball rule to change. I don't think that it's not a penalty by the rule, if that makes sense. So let's see. Coach Dave says it's definitely been off the pace thus far. Yeah, we just haven't really gotten into the game at all. And when we start off like this, it worries me because we don't tend to be able to like get better into the game. We tend to kind of stay like this. We're just really off. All of our touches are off, and they're fouling us quite a bit, and they're not calling it. So clearly, the ref thinks they're winning the ball cleanly when they're not. Let's see. Nashville says, I fought the law and the law won. Bob says, it's because you're doing a watch along, Jess. No. I mean, if it is, I'll stop the watch along right away. But we've won while I've done watch alongs, so. But early on, that first shaky moment from Zinchenko was like, come on, man, get it together. So. How do we get our attack more involved? Like, I just feel we haven't even had like a shot on goal or any sort of like attack so far. It's just been like our wingers kind of like getting the ball and getting taken off of them. So what do we do? Yeah. Yeah, that the more I look at that, the more I look about at the penalty. It's just I knew once they stopped it that they were going to give them a pen for it. But there's just nothing Saliba really can do. I mean, when you jump in the air, your arms go up. So, you know, try jumping with your arms behind your back and see if you can jump high. So, let's see if we can create anything. Access to central spaces, we're not getting it. So far, we're very isolated to the wings, and their 1v1 defending has been good on our wingers so far. So we need to figure it out. Jorginho get found. And they're just disrupting our play a lot. So let's see. Mark Neighbor says something that has not been right all season. We are scraping wins. Some call it game management, but we're not blowing teams away. Get 2 or 3 up max, then relax. Arsenal FC moment says, I tell you that's not a penalty. That was unintentional. Yeah, but they don't care about that. Like they don't really care about whether it's intentional or not. Their thing is, were you in the box? Oof, Jorginho. Were you in the box? Was your arm in the air in an unnatural position? And did the ball hit it? That's what they care about right now. Those are like the 3 metrics. Were you in the box? Was your arm in a natural position? And did the ball hit your hand? Penalty. Yeah. So there's not really much we can really complain about. And again, we've been pretty much isolated to nothing so far. It's been 20 minutes, albeit they only really had that one flurry at the very beginning. But they look comfortable. And oh, Ray, I don't like you way up here. But so far, I haven't seen anything from anybody in the front 4 so far. So Mark says Martinelli's not out of touch yet. Spread the ball wide. It's so congested in the middle. Oh, we're in. How do we not score? Rice, what are you doing? How do we not score? We're in. That was not to any. Okay. Look, that's just not really picking the right pass from Rice there. You have to either hit Odegaard on the 6th, or you need to hit it back post to Saka or something. Like, you can't just You can't just kind of like hit it, you know? But also nobody was really crashing. So I don't know. Was he shooting? Was he crossing? What? Like, I don't even think he really knows, you know? Um, Corner. No, Rice, stop holding your shoulder. Is it out? Is it popped out of place? Like, are you okay? Like, what? Stop holding. um, so yeah. Yeah, we just have to like we got a couple of openings there. We kind of have to make the right decision, don't we? Okay, Enzo's like hugging Saliba. Let's see. Mark says 100% he was passing. He was constantly looking up for people to arrive. Okay. Maybe we just didn't have anybody really crashing the box. I mean, if you have a striker there, do they get there? I don't know. You know, to that back, like, because it went to the back post, right there. Somebody should be crashing there. I don't know. It's a good opportunity. And we started to kind of play a little bit more once we conceded. Great. I hate that we needed that to wake up. I really do. Should not take you 20 minutes to get into a game, you know? Okay, let's not just kick it the fuck out. Come on now. The worst thing so far for me, more than the mistakes really, and the penalty. Good pressing there. What are you doing? Worse than the pressing. Is he okay? Martinelli? Does he get the ball at all there, Thiago Silva? No, he just kicks through Martinelli. Studs up and everything. Okay. That's cool. Um, Worse than anything is we've really struggled to get Saka and Martinelli going. So yeah. Mugs Kala says, as usual, the genius Arteta gets Jorginho over Partey. What the F is he thinking? Maybe he's thinking that Partey's not 100% fit. Like, I still think you guys are being disingenuous here with the whole, Partey should have started this game. You guys have been watching Partey play for Arsenal for 3 seasons now, 3 seasons, and he comes back from injury like he's never played before. So maybe they're just trying to ease him back into play. He may still come in the second half too. Like, I can understand more if Partey was just been fit for a month now and he just wasn't being selected, but it's not like Partey hasn't been injured. I almost said something so bad right now. Y'all, okay. Jesus did that work and nobody was even really in the box waiting for that ball. It was just kind of like no one was there. One of the biggest problems that we have is our players are not hungry enough for goals. They don't crash the box. They don't anticipate things like that because Jesus did really well there and the goalkeeper's out. Why are you not in the box already waiting for that ball? We just don't crash the box enough for me. Not goal hungry enough. Let's get a goal. Come on. That was a good opportunity. Jordan says slow reactions from everyone after the Jesus pass. You gotta be on that. Um, Arsenal FC moment says we have to keep the pressure and momentum. I really hate that it took that goal for us to wake up because we've looked a lot better since it. But you know what happened the first 20 minutes? We were dead. That was a good header out. That's the problem that you have with Chelsea. They have really good individual defenders. So, good defending from Jorginho, but they're off a little bit. Martinelli's going to catch him. Good. Can't lose it there, though. And then he fouled. You cannot lose it there. Martinelli did such good work there. And I think he should have he tried to keep possession there, but he lost it and then fouled. I love him, but he cannot foul there. It's just giving him a dangerous opportunity. It's unlucky, but it's a mistake, I think. He did so good there too. Piss me off. Oh, man. Clear it. Clear your lines. Shit. Yeah. So far we look just like we always do after international break. Slow, not up for it just yet. We needed to concede to start playing. So it's crazy. Yeah, just yuck. Mm, struggle. We were asleep on that again. That almost went in, y'all. Like we're asleep. We came back from that water break and we're not at it at all. But equally, like I said, this is their cup final and they're definitely up for it. And it's the game that could change their season. Um, you know, they've been waiting for a moment to show that they can play against the bigger sides or the better sides, and they're playing really well. There's nothing I really can say. We're not playing well. Where is our energy? Like, are we afraid of the rain? It's good from Martinelli. Hmm. Now, how do we deal with this? 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 Do the right thing. Good. Because we had the wrong people back there. I'm not going to say shit right now. But right now, we just don't look like it's like I don't know, like get over the rain, y'all. It's not that big of a deal. Like Chelsea have been playing well. Like, I'm not going to take anything away from them. I think they're playing well, and they're definitely the better team right now. But we have just not shown up whatsoever. We have 2 touches in their box, and yes, they're a really good defensive side, but come on, we got to create some better chances than this. We have to pass it a little bit faster. We need to have a little bit more intent behind us. And I need to see more from the attacking four, like beyond Jesus. I haven't Martinelli a little bit too, but I'm finding the performance from Odegaard and Saka to be a little sucky. So play. Like I know, like, yeah, yeah. I just need you guys to kick it up in another gear if you can. Come on. Hmm. Saka and Ben just not on the right page. I think Saka expects Ben White to bring it down, and Ben White just kind of chested into the area that he thinks he's going to be at. Again, we're just not clicking. We're just not, you know, together right now. Figure it out, y'all. Just need to see a little bit more from the front. I don't think we don't have a single shot on goal yet. Come on. It's too slow. Jesus lost the ball. We just look. Oof. Scary in the back right now. Let's see what you guys are saying. Thop says, I'm dropping everyone bar Ben White for this game. Those that aren't even bad, that are just guilty by association, guilty for watching this happen and not being as mad as I am right now. Mark Net says Partey played 2 times for Ghana plus travel. They did not want to risk him for injury. Understandable. FC Arsenal FC Moments says Partey should have started. I don't know. SOF says all Arsenal games against the Big Six have been at home. Andrew says we need Partey to start, so I don't understand that decision at all. Okay. If we're just going to pretend like we've literally never seen Partey come back from an injury and be totally lifeless, then okay. But it's so funny because people blamed Arteta for rushing him back. Those times it's so bad from Zinni and Odegaard, for rushing him back, blame, 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 and then, ooh, oof. And then when he doesn't rush him back, then it's he should have started. Yeah, we're just not anywhere near it. Like in terms of like our players, the touches are so bad. Like players that are usually so clean on the ball, like Jesus and Odegaard and Saka, are just losing every single. He barely touched Kukure, and Kukure went down like he had been shot. Yeah, I don't know how we fix this. I don't know how we fix this. We're just the game has been completely disjointed. Difference really being a penalty. Um, Arsenal just have not gotten going at all. And the one thing that okay, let's see what happens here. The one thing I just don't like about this team is when other teams make mistakes, we don't punish them. This guy's wide open in our box. Good save. That's wide open in our box. Is he offside? Yeah, he's off. See, Wilder says Arteta needs to bark, squeak at them at halftime. And Cal says he's always experimenting. Poor Arteta. Did he experiment? Not really. This is the same, pretty much the same lineup that started against Man City, barring our best front three. So is he really experimenting or no? Um, Good job, Saliba. This is such a bad performance from so many people. Why are we like this when we come back from international breaks? No, good Martinelli. I'll tell you this, I think Martinelli and I know he gave away the penalty, but Saliba, um, so unlucky, have been fine. Yeah. I'm struggling with literally everybody else. Where are our touches? Where's our clean touches? I don't get it. Saliba's playing fine. Like, he looks like himself. I don't know what's going on with everybody else. Everything anytime we try to win the ball back off of them, though, he calls a foul, so let's see. Let's see. Nketiah's lawyer says we're overdoing it in the final third. Saka says, or Matt says, Saka is not fit. Yeah. We're not even going to the ball there. Why not? Just just pass it. Oh yeah. What are you doing? Pass quick. Hate to say it, but Odegaard's having a horrendous game. That was a really good play from us, and it just broke down the minute it touched his foot. Like I don't know what's going on with him, but that's just not, we need you to look, they're making mistakes too. Like it's, we could just be a little bit more clean with our touches. We could get in. So annoying. But yeah, Odegaard, that was horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. All right. Yeah, they're just defensively, they're really good. So going down a goal was always going to hurt us badly. Can we get one of our what are we doing? Okay, so that was a pass. I'm gonna say that was a pass, Jesus, because what the fuck? What the fuck? In the final third, we are shocking right now. What was Jesus thinking? That was crazy. What is going on? Mark says, I think the hair dryer treatment needs to come at halftime. This is pitiful. We're toothless up top, no creativity in midfield. Um, we're just, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Andrew says Odegaard is playing crap again in these big games. Thub says just for essential running power, decisiveness in transition, meaning ESR. Ouch. Gabrielle got fouled there. Um, let's see. Y'all are gonna hate what I have to say. You're not gonna hate it. I'll wait till halftime to say it. Cause I don't know. I feel like some people are analyzing the game based on the result, the current result, and not based on what they're seeing. Like they're mad that certain player didn't start. So that's the reason why we're not winning the game or we're not playing well. I'm sorry, I just saw Jesus take like the craziest shot. I also saw Jorginho pass the ball to Odegaard, a really nice disguised pass, only for him to just pass it to no one. Oh, we're cooked. Oh, fuck. Goal. Good. That was shite. All right. So, yeah. Boy says Jorginho shouldn't be on the field. He cannot do anything against their runners. I'm just gonna say the thing, like, I'm not really seeing where Jorginho is the issue. They're going down the side, and that was Zinchenko that got beat, not Jorginho. So, and again, like, besides what they just did right now, they hadn't really done anything since like the 30th minute. So I'm not really seeing the Jorginho conversation. I'm seeing more of an Odegaard one. Um, the touches in the attacking third have been poor, you know. So I'm confused about I feel like people are mad that Partey didn't start. So because we're not playing well, they're saying it's because Partey's not in there. I don't know what you guys have been watching, but our wingers haven't been able to get past their fullbacks. Jesus is taking terrible touches. Odegaard's taking terrible touches. Zinchenko got cooked more than once by Sterling. Like, not really seeing the Jorginho thing. Like, I feel like it's a reach based on like being upset that Partey is not in there. Now, Partey may need to come on. That would help maybe. But I'm seeing some poor shit. What just happened there? Oh, halftime. Oh, offside. Is it offside? Let's see. but they're not running through the middle. All of their attacks have come down the side. I don't know, whatever. Good. Begging for a penalty. You dove. Get up. Nashville says the entire right side is shit. Sell them all. I bet we can get like 50 million from all of them. They're so they're so shit. Oh fuck. Gabrielle had one of those little moments there. What's going on? Martinelli gets the ball. Like, I don't know if that's a penalty. Then I don't know what is. So, yeah. I don't want to see this anymore. All right. Let's get into the locker room now. Jesus. Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. The only positive is it's only 1-0. Yeah, is that we go in and, you know, we can still turn the game around. I just think, we're really struggling to break them down. We're really like, I actually think more of our issue than anything is just we're just not we don't have the same level of energy that they have at all. I think that's more of an issue than anything. But, I understand that people are desperate for Partey to come onto the pitch, and I'm not saying that he wouldn't do a better job than Jorginho. I'm just really struggling to understand how he's the main issue when I've just seen Sterling cook Zinchenko like twice and like right then. And our midfield, I get that it's not exactly what people want, but also Saka and Martinelli are not able to get past their defenders, which I feel like is a problem. We're really bad in the attacking third. So yeah, like we haven't even had a shot on goal. So yeah, I'm trying to see it, but I don't really see it. Even though I agree that Partey could make us better, I'm not sure that Jorginho is the reason why we're getting cooked. Yeah, so John says they're playing like it's Sunday League football. Nashville says full rebuild times, tell them all. The entire right side is shit. Mark says going in 1-0 down is the only positive, says a lot about our performance. I mean, it sucks because I personally I can't really name anybody that's had a good performance except for it's so bad to say like I thought Saliba was actually fine despite giving away the penalty that I think is very unlucky. But like the things that Sterling is doing to Zinchenko is not what I'm seeing from our wingers. Like, and obviously Gusto and Kukurea are better defenders than Zinchenko, but we need to figure something out there. I'm really shocked by like the front four not being able to create like a single chance. Jesus looks like he has like a little bit of that like head loss thing that he has where he just starts getting like super erratic for no reason. And we should have more composure than this. Like I know that we've gone down a goal, but I mean, we didn't need to like totally panic the way that we did. That being said, we're still fully in this game and like we can turn it around. We'd need to be a completely different team, but we can still turn it around. Despite them being the better side, it's still only 1-0 and they didn't create that many chances. They had some good openings on that side with Sterling, but ultimately like I think only like the Cole Palmer chance for me was like, oof, that could have gone differently. So we're not quite getting barbecued, but we are on the griddle, we are on the griddle a little bit there. Um, but yeah, he could bring in Thomas Partey and maybe that will change things. He could, take out Sinchenko and play Tommy over there potentially to stop the Sterling threat. But they just need to figure out a way to get Saka and Martinelli more involved in wide areas with space. I just think that, they're not able to get free, and like that's how we score goals. I'm very disappointed by our lack of like just desperation to score goals. I do think that like if we don't score the perfect goal, we're not scoring. I've said this before, but even if Declan Rice picks the wrong pass there, why is nobody crashing the back post? Every single, like, there's always like strikers are told to make sure that you make that, like we've seen it from Harry Kane so many times. Harry Kane, Holland, they always make the run to the far post. We are the only team that will not make a run to the far post. Like, even if he picks the wrong pass and should be cutting it back, why is nobody running there? And so I'm disappointed by that. Jesus does a good job with the goalkeeper coming out, making a mistake, and he just kicks it into the box. Nobody's crashing. I just think like from a goal scoring perspective, we're just not very hungry for it the way that we should be. That's my biggest disappointment, I think. I says the ball is sticking to the pitch. Boy says Partey need on for Jorginho or Rice to drop into the 6. Don't know why he's not getting in the 6 right now. Iman says everyone has been poor. The whole 11 has been a disgrace. Ayonle says no crosses, no shooting, no nothing. Anton Dunn says Rice needs to do a double pivot with Jorginho instead of left center mid. Odegaard can only pass the ball, no ball carrying ability, and he's not even doing that. Odegaard's having a terrible game. Nashville says, how do both Saka and Odegaard fit in Kukureya's pocket? They're playing right into their hands. Like they have terrible touches. It's like they haven't like even like that one moment where Raya kicks the ball out to Ben White and he gets it and he chests it down, but Saka's making a different run. We're just so used to them being on the same page all the time. It's surprising that they're not really on the same page today. But everything that they're doing is just playing into Chelsea's hands. Like you're not passing the ball quickly. You're not really running at them. You're not really doing anything. Like we're just kind of slowly kind of passing without conviction. Nobody really feels like they're connected in those wide areas. And so it's, everything just feels a little bit like broken on both sides. Like, where's the connectivity? We're so lucky that it's only 1-0, like in terms of like how poor we've been. But yeah. Zach 10 says, why, oh, why did Fabio Vieira have to be out for this game? I'm not having Odegaard in this game. I don't know. He's just not really doing it. There's that one move that we had that was really good where we were patient and we finally kind of opened him up. And all it took was for him to touch the ball and he doesn't pass it to anybody. He's not really passing it in between the lines to Jesus and he's not really passing it wide enough out to Martinelli. And I don't know if he's panicked or what, but like, get it together. Get it together. Let's see. Penal Dog is finished, says get Tomiyasu and Partey on. June says we need to stop praising them for half victories as well. We need to stop doing that. I don't know what praising them for half victories are. I mean, if we win a game, we should praise them. So what's a half victory? Gallardo says, what are you demanding from the team at halftime if you're the manager, Jess? I mean, can we just be reliable technically on the ball? Can we just settle down a little bit? I think a lot of our issues came from starting off the game right off rip with Zinchenko trying to dribble out of the back, getting picked off. And then from that moment on, we were just like a mess. If we could just be secure on the ball and make the right decisions, when to clear it out, when to clear your lines, when to, recirculate possession. I think just settling down in general would be my thing is like, why are we so panicked? I know that Chelsea was playing well, but there was no reason to be this level of panicked in the first 2 minutes of the game. Nothing had happened yet. You set your team off in the bad direction if you start off with a mistake like that. And we didn't need that. I would probably be telling Odegaard like he has 15 minutes or I'm taking him off, because as good as he is off the ball, the level of performance today on the ball is just not good enough. Like, it's just not good enough. And, you know, he needs to step up here. I can accept him not getting all the assists and the goals, but to not be reliably technically with your passes not reaching your teammates, or for you to just be like falling over the ball, unacceptable. And I just be demanding a much better performance. I haven't seen us play this bad in a long time. So, I know Lance was, but in the Premier League, the last time it's like since probably like the run in, and even in the run in, we were scoring loads of goals. So to not look like scoring is surprising to me, so the panic was there, like Amon is saying, from the first 2-3 minutes. And I think you exacerbate that by making the mistake that Zinchenko does, because it makes the opposition's crowd go wild and the opposition starts to be like, oh, we can get at these a little bit. I think you just kind of have to, not try to not lose it in the first 2 minutes of the game. Like, what are you thinking? But yeah, we don't have any technical leadership out there. Zinchenko's not playing very well on the ball. Odegaard's not playing well on the ball. Jesus is not able to find anything. He looks completely scattered and, very erratic. And so we need our technical leaders to kind of step up and be okay with receiving the ball and making things happen. They're too erratic for me. I would say somebody that's probably playing just marginally better than everybody else is Martinelli. He's tracking runners, he's making runs, he's trying to, attack his fullback, and like he's playing up against a really good fullback, and he has good cover as well in Thiago Silva. But like, he has to continue to do that, and then people have to support him. He has nobody to pass it to. He's just by himself over there on that side. So we need to support him. But yeah, we just kind of need our technical leaders to step up here and make things happen on the ball that their individual quality should allow them to do. And for me, that's Zinchenko, Odegaard, and Gabriel Jesus. They're our most technical players. They're the ones that can receive the ball under pressure, get us out of tight situations, be reliable with their passing. And they were at 4s and 5s at the beginning. Like, Jesus was working hard, don't get me wrong, but on the ball, he was pretty shocking. So, yeah. But we tend to not play like Odegaard's so central to everything that we do that, when he's not playing well and when Saka's not playing well, we tend to really drop as a team. So they need to really step up and make things happen. Like, it's up to you. You're not always going to be playing up against Bournemouth. You got to step up. Let's see. Oh, the score. Yeah, I forgot. I've been talking for so long. Here, I'll change the score for you guys. Remember, this link is going to lead straight to player ratings immediately following the game. So don't forget that. You guys can see it now. I wonder how much XG we conceded in this game so far, because it doesn't feel like we have conceded that much, but I could be wrong. GB says Martin Odegaard will be better with Partey doing the dirty work behind him. But when MO is crap, Arsenal are usually crap. Exactly. We have a couple players that if they're not playing at 100% or they're not playing well, we just don't play well. And Saka's not really on it, and right now he's getting clamped. Like, he really is. Like, he needs to find a way to get beyond. And the thing is that I think that's hurting us a little bit. It's hard for Zinchenko and Ben White to support the winger because they have such threat going in behind. So when we lose it, we're exposed. So Ben can't really overlap. I know that's why Ben's not supporting Saka as much. He's not supporting Saka as much on that side, because if he does, Mudryk is gone. They have the speed and the ability to, like, beat us in that way. So they have to find another way, whether that's, Rice trying to support or something, but gotta do something. Gotta do something. Jay says 1.28 Xhaka conceded. So you take about, I think you take almost 0.9 XG, or like almost 1 out for the penalty. So essentially we haven't really conceded that much. Because I don't think Chelsea's been battering us, but we have not offered anything going forward. So that's a problem. Let's see. OG says Saka should sit out. Move Jesus to the right and bring on Eddie and Partey. Jorginho's not working. Bring on Eddie. Be serious. But Tommy is coming on, everybody's saying. But the thing about Saka is that, like, I don't think I'm completely ready to just get him off, because if we start playing a little bit better, I'm definitely going to want him out there instead of like Eddie. I wouldn't move Jesus just yet. So I'm not quite at the point where I'm like, get Saka off, get Jesus off, get this person off, make some tweaks, step up, at least up the energy a little bit. And when we get into the final third, can we not just panic? When we got into the final third, we definitely panicked quite a bit. Mark says, thank you so much. Says, great. Get a nice Starbucks after the game. Great watch along as always. Keep pushing, sis. You will get the recognition you so rightfully deserve soon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I will be getting a pumpkin spice latte with that. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Kingsley says, Saka isn't world class. He's average. You chat. Keep playing him when he's trash. It's so funny when we're not playing well. It's so funny because our players go from being really, really good and like the standard in the league. But if we're about to lose a game or we lose a game, they all become trash. And like, we just go way too far sometimes. Like, I don't know if you're an Arsenal fan or not. Maybe you're not, but it just gets a little, boring. And like, it's so obvious. Like, we do it all the time. The player or the team doesn't play well. And instead of just being like, it was a bad game, we'll move on from it, we really just like, Saka's a fraud, Saliba's a fraud, Odegaard's a fraud, Martinelli's a fraud, everybody sucks, Rice is terrible, we shouldn't have bought him, blah, blah, blah. So we just go too far. It's boring. It's so annoying. And it's not just like opposition fans, it's our own fans too, because some of these people are Arsenal fans and they're just saying things that I'm like, you don't really believe that. Hopefully Tommy has a good game. Because we need him to, because Zinni was being toasted on this. And he really started us off on a bad foot. I really do think that mistake that he made kind of rattled us a little bit. It shouldn't just take that, but you could tell. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little behind, but who cares? Let's see if we can muster a shot on goal. Muster a shot. Let's go, you guys. Try to turn this around. It's only 1-0, man. We got to run off of him. We're so slow to like do the thing. It's so weird because like Jesus will go up and like try to win a header, and instead of anticipating that he's gonna win it, we're so slow to react in the attacking third. So weird. My tummy hurts. Yeah, I can't wait for this to be over. I know I'm laughing and I shouldn't be, but guys, we're playing poorly, so it's just like, what am I gonna do? I need more from midfield. Why is Tommy so far over inverting? I hate it, man. Do we have to invert all the time? Is it necessary? Oh my god, Odegaard gets picked off. Ben's out of position. So poor. Y'all, I'm about to crash this stream. So typical Arsenal, pathetic. What was that? We let him score. How are we getting chip from there? What's going on? I almost crashed the stream right now, y'all. I think he means to do it in everything. No, it's a cross that goes in, but it's we let him of all people score, and like the way he scored is so bad. Y'all, it could be anything now, y'all. We're getting torched now. It's coming. Tommy has to just Oh. Oh my god. It's so bad, you guys. What are we doing? It's so bad. Oh, Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. Way to ruin the day. Well, we gave up 2 goals. We've been so poor, even at the start of this half, like, but it's like once we start off like that, you know we're losing. You know? Like, I just where's the energy? Where's the vibes? They're doubling up on Saka. Where's his support? Odegaard's not even like moving. Foul. After they score, we play well for like 10 minutes. No support for Martinelli. Nobody moves or anything. We are so like standing in one spot because we're so afraid to get countered on or something. Like, come on, y'all. This is just so poor. Saka's running like they're bitching at each other now. It's just like, how about just play decent, you losers? What are you doing? Just play well. Come on. Why do we start playing decent right after we get scored on? Come on. So typical. You guys are so bad right now. Worst game of the season so far. Ooh, Saka finally got past him. Saka finally got past Kukurea. That's the first time he tried, like, really tried to get beyond him. Saliba's so out of position here. He needs to calm down. He needs to calm down. He needs to calm down. It's good from Tommy. You were pulling on him too. Sterling was pulling on him too. But Saliba needs to not get caught out trying to do stuff like stay in your position. Let's not get so desperate to score, which we should have been desperate to score like before. We like don't be so desperate to score that you're out of position. Oh, let me change the score. Win it. Why did it take for them to score for us to try? Can anybody explain that to me? Can anyone explain that to me? Good block from Thiago Silva. That was like the first time that we looked like okay in the box. Like Arsenal, you're ruining my day so badly right now. I just laughed again. Do we have the ability? Why are you fell like the what is this? What is his own player is the one that's on him? Is Sanchez serious right now? Like nobody is fouling you, man. But again, we have like no what is it called? Like no desperation to score. Like the ball that yeah. But Sanchez is complaining about absolutely nothing. Shit. Just seeing it back is just like, of course it's Mudryk. Of course you get chipped. Of course, of course, of course. And at the very beginning of the half, so it just like stops everything that we're trying to do. And now we're just like so behind. Like, what are we doing? We still don't look like scoring for real. Like, Arsenal. Damn, they're showing Anaki as well. Out of position. Good, Rice. Come on, come on, come on. Pass it. Martinelli's our only threat, y'all. He's our only threat, y'all. Like, he's trying to go past his man, but we're missing something. Maybe it's Partey, maybe it's not, but we're missing something in the attack. Like, there's just not, it's not there. It's a good ball. I swore that deflected off of somebody, but no. Let's see. Davion says, drinking whiskey, man hurts how Arsenal are playing. Amon says, Nelly is our only hope. Let's see. Disashore says, this is why Raya debate keeps coming up. He has made 4 mistakes since joining. Ramsdale wasn't making mistakes at this frequency. Okay, I'm not going to say anything. All right. Here to there says, can't defend Arteta wasting money on Raya when we have a gaping need for a striker. Raya is making mistakes every game. He He is somewhat tested. He is mediocre. Fair enough. You know, let's see. Mark Neighbor says Jesus is coming so deep to get the ball. It tells me a lot. He is so isolated up top. He was further back than Rice and Jorginho then. Let's see. Ooh, what just happened there? Shit, I was looking down. Oh my God. So rattled back there. Man, I'm just going to take my lumps. I'm just going to take my lumps. We're just not, there's still 30 minutes left, but we just don't look like scoring. So bad. We're going to get slapped. Matt G says we haven't had a single shot on target. We haven't. We haven't. They're first to everything. That should have been a goal. Like Caldwell should have scored then. Oh, it's offside. Shit. You guys, come on. Yeah, they're offside. What are we going to do, y'all? We still have to try to win the game or at least try to draw. Like, you can't just go down like this. It's really bad. Just pass. They take too long to pass. Come on. Can't catch them off guard like this. Fuck's sake. Cucurella has been doing that the whole game. Jesus Christ. We need to attempt to score a goal. At least try to score. Like, I feel like I'm telling them to do something that they're not doing. Like, try to score. Like, attempt to. But the performances that I've seen from, like, I don't even want to do it, man. I don't even want to do it, man. I'm so done. I'm so over it. What happened there? Looks like Jesus and one of the Chelsea players collided here. Oh no, does Sanchez get anywhere near that ball? Sanchez doesn't touch the ball at all, but takes like several players out. But okay, that's fine. That's cool. We have 30 minutes to try to score a goal. Oof. That is stinky stuff from Raya. Oof. So when are we going to? I don't know. It's when we start like this, we just do not change from it. So I think what I'm trying to say is when we start off the game the way that we do, like we did today, we just crumble from there. There is no stabilizing. No, okay, let's grow back into the game. It's very much like we continue to crumble from there. And from minute one, we've been completely just like dead in every department, defensively, midfield, attack, everything is just done. So we don't have many of these, but when we have them bad. Yeah, when we have them bad. And that's what's worrying to me is like we still haven't gotten to the place where we can have a bad game and start off poorly and then like stop the bleeding. We just continue um with it. So bad. We look like Nottingham Forest. Is this Forest? Who's this out here? Martin, look how deep Martinelli is coming for the ball. Damn. Everybody is just so deep and there's no movement. Like there's nothing. So weird. What's happened to my club? Playing out from the back is just, yeah. We're not playing fast enough. Like that's like everything is like, come on. Oh, okay. So we just give it straight to them. Okay, cute. Cool, guys. This makes so much sense. How we had the ball and then they ended up with it. I will never understand. Hmm. Still got about 30 minutes to try to look like you could score a goal, y'all. I mean, we can't even get past the halfway line. After we got scored on or scored against, whatever, we tried for about 5 minutes and then we just kind of like, huh, like, what is this? We're just not getting enough out of the attacking players. That's good from Tommy. Martinelli's kind of in here. Let's make a quick decision. Let's not fuck around with it too much. Good ball. No one's crashing. No one's jumping. This is where I say, like, the striker conversation definitely comes up because Martinelli, that's a great ball that he just put in. It's a great ball that he just put in there, and I think, like, a tall physical striker gets to that, and sometimes you just need to bail yourself out. We don't have a way to bail ourselves out when we play bad games like this. Um, Mudryk was fucking looking at Sterling and kicked it in the back of our net. Fuck's sake. Oh my goodness. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Amon says, "I can't believe he scored." It's just what always happens. Ronnie says, "Away fans leaving back to Woolwich." Andrew says, "We have no center forward. That's why we're lobbing in high balls." Matt G says, "I'm actually really confused to why we haven't made any changes since Tommy." I don't know. Maybe Arteta doesn't feel like anybody off the bench from here on out could make a difference. Um, Mark Neighbor says these player ratings will be horrific. Um, mm, Sorry, I'm just seeing what's going on here. I want to read your super chat. These player ratings will be horrific. Yes, they will. Do not hold back if it stays like this, honest and true, like always for all the players. Yeah. Oh shit. Mine just froze. I didn't see what happened. Did we concede? Yeah. Good, Raya. Because I don't know what that was. Mine just froze twice. I couldn't see what's going on. And now they're playing it again. Oh, let's see. All right. Mine is just glitching so badly. All of a sudden, I like the game is just like gone. It's weird. Um, Elias says excuses are coming from Woolwich FC. Jess, you said this team will be league winning side, no chance. I mean, are we out of the title race because we're losing this game or what? This game is glitching so bad. I saw that we just had a chance, but it like fast forwarded past it. It's so weird. One of these should have been a goal. One of those two chances should have been a goal. Like, again, nobody's really attacking it. It's like, if we're not wide open, we're not getting to it. Crash the fucking box. Crash the box, y'all. Try to score, you know? Yeah, my feed is so bad right now. But I seen that we had like two chances that we should have scored. They're just rewinding it back and forth, back and forth. So I can't see anything else. Keeps rewinding back to 66-19. Oh man. What is wrong with this? I'm behind y'all. I'm way behind. Oh my god, Eddie and Smith Rowe are coming on. I can't get past. Okay, let me get out and then go back in. Sorry, y'all. Like, I'm trying to watch this game, but it rewinded back to 66-32 5 times. Amon says this game is over. Name says field to play, fair game. Christopher says, what is Arteta doing? Guess he gave up. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Hightower says, good old international break performance. Jordan says, we'll be 1 point off City if we lose today. So, no, exactly. Like, I think obviously everybody will go really crazy off of the back of this result. Again, I don't think we should go too crazy off of any result right now. But, you know, this will be the end of everything when we lose this. I get it. That's how it always goes. Sell them all. We're getting relegated. Let's see. Aman says, now what's going on? I don't know. We just don't seem to be in it. Good, Declan. You won the ball back. Now what do we do? Let's see. Nashville says, do you think we can get a combined 30 million for Saka and Odegaard? They're so bad. I don't know. Probably. Andrew says we're getting murdered. Shane says, I've said and I'll continue to say it, as long as Arteta is the manager, we have little chance of winning a major trophy. Arteta is to Arsenal what Brendan Rodgers was to Liverpool. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. We beat Manchester City last week. We're losing to Chelsea this week. I don't know. I don't know if the season's over. I don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I'm there. Let's see. No. Somebody was asking me if their keepers even made a save. No, they haven't. Dobbs says, oh, I see what Arteta did there by increasing the number of Highlanders on the pitch. The total amount of Chelsea hate went up, and now we have to win. Genius. I mean, we haven't really changed from minute one. This is such a typical Arsenal right off of international break performance. And it's not an excuse. We should not be bad after international break almost every single time. So it's not an excuse. It's so typical for us to have a game like this where we start off bad and we just continue shooting ourselves in the face. And like, I'm watching Eddie here. He's not even pressing. He's just kind of like, you're meant to come in and change the game. I don't know if, like, what is it? I don't get it. Ike says, Jesus and Jorginho off and Kedia and ESR on. Here to there says Man City might lose a game, but you never see them get bullied like this. Aman says we're getting torn apart. I mean, I think what I will say is, you guys are saying that now they're just kind of bopping it around us. You guys are saying that this is more than a result. And I understand that it is more than a result because, it's Chelsea. So I totally understand that. If the players start thinking it's more than a result, then the season is over. I do think you have to just kind of bitch about the result, be upset about it, and then move on from it because we all know that losing one game is not the end of the season. But as fans, we tend to think that like anytime we lose a game, the season is over. And I hope the players don't think that way because then they'll never win anything. So, yeah, I get that it's Chelsea, so it hurts more, but this certainly doesn't mean the end of the season. We're 1 point off of Manchester City, like fucking relax. Still not a good performance. It is worrying that we haven't looked like we thought we'd get our front three in and we'd look better. We've actually looked worse. So that's actually scary. Not sure what's going on. Or maybe we just came up against really good defenders that just locked up our attackers. We lost the ball here. We're lucky that went out. So they have so much energy. What about us? Let's see. Rep says maybe I should go to sleep. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. It's 3 a.m. where you are? That's terrible. I'm sorry that you had to wake up and watch this. These are the worst when Arsenal play terrible and you had to wake up early. The fucking worst. We were passing the ball around. I put my head down like this. I looked up and we gave up a foul. What the fuck? Herman says Arteta's team selection needs to be looked at, but do the players really want it? Yeah, I mean, everybody's blaming Arteta, but we had a very strong lineup up there. So I don't know. I mean, they look like they've given up. This reminds me so much of like the Crystal Palace game that we played right after international break that one season. Like it reminds me a lot of that, where we're just bad from minute one. Eddie trying to oof. Yeah, putting in ESR and Eddie was definitely like a clear sign that Arteta thinks the game is over, which is really disappointing because it's only 2-0. I can understand if it was more than that, but that's really bad. Oh, did they? Oh, yeah. Yep. Crystal Palace 3-0. Yeah, it looks a lot like that. SOF says very lucky it's not 5-0. They haven't really like been battering the goal. Like, so I'm not sure if I believe like, oh, we're lucky it's not 5-0. I think what's more shocking than anything is we don't look like scoring. Kevin says, ever had a draw in this game for my Aka? Arsenal didn't even give me a prayer, losers. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I just think everybody's kind of jogging and don't care. Like, how could we be so arrogant already? We're not winning any second balls. We're not winning any first balls. Like, it's really weird. Like, we haven't even tried today. And it was like, we just were determined to crumble from minute one. Man, this is a bad day for us. down without a fight. Step up. Step up. Just like Declan, you guys. Just like Declan. Step up. Step up. Stop being weak. And we punished them on a mistake. They fucked up. We put it in the back of the net. Let's fucking go. Get in. Look at that. Awake. And see, Arteta, you clown. Now you already took out our better players. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All I'm saying is, like, now what's irritated me is because we kind of, like, gave up on the game a little bit and we put in Eddie and fucking ESR. No offense to ESR. Now it's kind of like, come on. Let's get a draw, you guys. Let's get a draw. Let's try. I'm still, like, so upset, though. I'm sorry that the audio is peaking. I'm so sorry. That's just a goal that, like, nobody else in our team is gonna score. Like, no one, you know? That's just nobody else is gonna have the balls to just hit it in the back of the net there. Anybody else would have tripped over the ball or tried to pass it. That's just pure anger there from Declan, who hasn't had his best game, but, like, let's be real. Who around him is doing anything? Matchy says, I'm still angry with the team. Oh, hell yeah, I'm upset. Aman says, this is our first shot of the on target. Yeah, pathetic. We just cannot. Good defending there. Like, what are we doing? What I'll say about this comment from Andrew is, like, we don't deserve anything. We don't really deserve anything from this game. But even when you're playing bad, you have to figure out ways to rise. And I think the idea that Arsenal are going to play well every single game, that's just not it. What I don't like is when we're not playing well, we don't have a solution to still get results. That's a big problem for me because we're not going to play well every single game. We're going to have games like this. I know people don't want to hear it, but we are going to have games like this. And no, I've never seen Manchester City play like this ever, but we're not Manchester City, so we just need to go by, like, the normal book. Most teams have bad games. You have to find a way to rise above it. Now let's try to get a fucking goal. Let's go. Come on, you guys. Hold your composure. Passing, relax. Keep the ball in, shit. Kevin says, if Arsenal equalize, I feel responsible for my Aka tweet. Here to there says, I don't understand Martinelli come off. He was basically our only threat. I don't, because you're not, I mean, I don't know. Saka doesn't come off. We know that. So you should know that by now, that Saka doesn't come off. Let's try to draw the game at least, y'all. I've been so disappointed. Okay. So why do we pass it straight to them sometimes? Like, it's just so strange to me. Why can't we connect simple passes? What's going on? Why can't we pass like simple passes, y'all? Y'all, we have like 8 minutes to try to make something happen. And we can do it if we just concentrate for like 5 minutes. Just concentrate. Just constant fucking trait. Here to there says very true, Jess. John Donut says, let's go Arsenal. Hightower says we need to keep the ball now and like don't try to continuously attack. Like we're only gonna get like one more chance in this game. Maybe one or two. So yeah, we just have to kind of, I don't know. We need to just relax. We don't want to be too eager to score where we leave ourselves susceptible on the other side. Yeah. James and Madwecki. On, let's go. Come on, you guys. My heart is like beating out of my chest. Are you looking at me? Listen to all my Trossard haters. Suck on that. Hold that. Get in. I almost ended the stream right now on accident, you guys. Oh my goodness. Yes. Woo! And here's the thing. I don't want to say too much because obviously there's still tons of time left, but some of y'all gave up too soon. Y'all were talking about season done. Relax. Come on now. Ooh, Eddie almost scored, y'all. Come on. Let's go. But relax. Arteta, relax. Come on. Let's go. I'm shaking, y'all. Okay. Yeah, you're as bad as anyone, but I wasn't bad on this stream though. You guys heard me run it back, y'all. Actually, I just want to say that you guys were just saying that Saka should have came off. He got the assist for the Trossard goal. So again, that's that's why you have to keep him on, because if you have a moment of brilliance, he's probably going to be a part of it. Now, you guys are saying you're bad as anyone, and I can be, but today I wasn't. I've been good today. I didn't want to go too far because to me, like, the season is not over if we lose today, and like a lot of people were going into, oh my God, we're never going to win anything. And like, it just can't be that big of a swing. It just cannot be. But, we still had time to come back. We hadn't even like tried yet, So look, we tried and we scored 2 goals. Come on now. Now let's just not give it up. Shit. Don't give it up, y'all. I'm sick. Relax. Good. Go to the SR. Go to the SR. Go. Come on. Come on, Eddie. That cross was shit. Come on. That cross was so bad from Eddie. Like, you had so many people to pick out. Why didn't you pick out a red shirt? Relax. Relax. Y'all, I'm shaking. I'm shaking to the core right now. To my soul, I am shooken. I'm shooketh. Okay? What's going on? See? Ouch. That's not even. Hello? This ref is ridiculous. Even Salah is saying that I've been good today. I have been. Praise says Ben White keeps playing Saka down the corridors. Praise says he needs to come inside. This ref is a joke for me. This ref is a joke for me. Like, the foul was on Leo, and then he gives Eddie that yellow. Okay. Be serious. And maybe, you know what? Maybe, people have been saying it that they feel like Trossard just comes better off the bench. I remember games last season where he was playing for Jesus and he started from the beginning and played really well. So I don't 100% agree with that. But at the same time, like, he's playing well off the bench now. Martinelli's a starter. And as long as he's scoring goals, like, keep it like that, Keep it like that. I need this over. Sick. I don't think I'm gonna make it 7 minutes. It's gotta only be 5 or 4. Rice, that's brilliant. Touch it! Good, Kai. No, it's too soft, Kai. Come on, you gotta hit it. Come on. Come on. 7. No. Where them 7 minutes come from? This rep is just giving out cards, leave them out. Good one, Mark. Why did I like this joke? I think the ref is thinks he's giving out Christmas cards. It's like, relax. Why do you keep giving a card for every single time we touch a Chelsea player? It's like, oh, I need to do my thumbnail. I need to get it together. See, messing around with y'all. I'm not doing my work like I'm supposed to. See, you guys distracting me. Ref, that's a foul. So you can just push Emil on the ground. See? Cheater. Bastard. You bastard. Be fucking for real, ref. This is where I'm talking about I need an assistant. Because I need to be looking at the game. I feel like I'm missing things, but I need to set up the stream. Come on. Good. We got to waste as much time as possible. I can't breathe. Don't worry, you guys. I am kind of like trying to pay attention at the same time. Your girl's got to find a thumbnail. I mean, come on, Emil. You got to win a battle in there. You got to win something. Relax. Good job, Ben. Fuck off. They're always begging. They're always begging. Stop begging. Why is Eddie shooting? Why did he do that? Why did he do that, you guys? You're never scoring from there. Be serious. Jesus Christ. Why is he shooting from there? I'm not even trying to be mean, but like for real though. He's beating so fast. Come on. Stop begging for freaking like penalties. Shut up. Stop begging. Stop begging. I couldn't be out there because I'd be cussing them the hell out. I couldn't be out there. I'd be cussing them out. Stop popping it up into the air, y'all. Don't foul. Oh, God. Oh. If that had went in, I hate to say it, but that would have been Gabrielle's fault. He tried to buy a foul, and he should have just stayed up and won it. Yeah, Caicedo. God. Shit. Just the constant begging and whining. God. They have no backbone. Stand up. Yes, world boss. I'm starving. I'm starving. Yes. Mark says, considering where we was 15 minutes ago, I'll take a draw, get the hell out of Dodge, and go to Sevilla and Sheffield next week. Reset. Big questions in training. Monday needs asking. I agree. I would take this all day long. But all the begging. Are you homeless? Like, stop begging. Like, what the hell? So embarrassing. Like, do you have no shame? Oh my goodness. Get up. I am shaking with anger right now. I am shaking. What foul, ref? Idiot. I am the rage. The rage. I'm shaking. I'm getting so angry, you guys. Seriously. Every time they fall, they get a foul. Every time we get fouled, we get nothing. Joke. Grow up, ref. Oh my God. This ref, is he serious? Would you? Okay, you guys, this is gonna lead you straight to the player ratings. We got a lot to talk about. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. This link is going to lead you straight to the player ratings. I will see you guys in a second. Bye, y'all.